What's going on? What's going on? Goodfella Sports TV. Talking about a hot topic in the sports world, in the college sports world. Tua and Kyle Murray race for the Heisman. I think I don't even think it's really close. As the numbers will indicate. Kyle Murray plays in the Big 12. We know the Big 12 when it comes to stepping up into the college football playoffs and playing the SEC. They just don't have no defense in the Big 12. So a lot of stats are going to be overblown in the Big 12. Kyle Murray and Oklahoma Sooners did lose to Texas. I don't believe Texas will be even competitive with Alabama, all right, as well. But he's a hell of an athlete, got plenty of yards on the ground. He got over 3,600 yards through the air. I think he got something around 37 touchdowns, only like a few picks. So numbers-wise, if you didn't look at neither one of them play and really didn't know the black stories, you would probably think, oh, shit, Kyle Murray's that guy. You know what I'm saying? A guy that's, is playing football for fun. Going to be a pro baseball player next year with a whole bunch of millions on the table. But people tell you that Alabama didn't play nobody, all right? They're going to play Georgia. I believe they're going to whoop on Georgia. That's my personal opinion. They beat the SEC where defense reigns supreme. They blew LSU out the water, and LSU is a solid football, defense. You know what I'm saying? They blew them out the water. Beat Mississippi State. The spread for Alabama was like they was going against, teams like Appalachian State every week. They had a 25-point spread over Auburn this weekend, and they covered it. And they covered the spread, and it's Tua, I can't pronounce his name, but Tua, he's by far, in my opinion, the runaway for the Heisman. He would have way better numbers than Kyle Murray in a tougher conference, in my opinion. But he don't play most of the fourth quarters. It came a point to the season where the punter didn't even get no work for games. A stretch of games where the punter did not punt. While the first team offense was out there. You have never seen no other Alabama quarterback do this. In his first official year starting, you didn't see McElroy do it, A.J. McCarron, John Parker Wilson. You name them. Them goons didn't do what he did in a tough SEC conference. Say what you want to say. They don't play nobody. But you know one thing. The SEC play better defense than the Big 12. Big 12, ain't no D in Big 12 for real. Ain't no defense. All their defenses suck. All right? Suck. And Kyle Murray, he was supposed to do that this year. When he was at Texas A&M, it didn't work out. Came over to Oklahoma and became a star. A star. And if it wasn't for any other year, if Tua wasn't there and doing what he was doing this year, which he was a heavy favorite doing the Heisman this year, if he wasn't there, Kyle Murray would be a runaway Heisman Player of the Year. No doubt about my mind. He would just be that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think too many people would be competing with him right now. And then you got guys that's distant third and fourth. You got Dwayne Haskins. They trying to throw in there like, dude, he shouldn't even show up. Only two people should show up for the Heisman race. Don't waste your time. Tua and Kyle Murray. In actuality, Tua is should win it by a country mile. His team has been dominant. It was multiple games where he didn't even play the fourth quarter. The accuracy with the left arm, the mobility, he be able to improv in the pocket. No quarterback has taken an Alabama offense to this level. None. He's the best quarterback Nick Saban had, since he arrived at Alabama. Best. And he's going against real pro-style defenses, real pros. There's going to be a lot of pros out there that a lot of guys out there in the SEC that's going to be pros. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that they get a Heisman Award out before the national championship. Because if he loses it, and then solidify himself, in the national championship game like he did last year versus Georgia. If you give it to Kyle Murray, it's going to be a huge mistake. It's going to be a huge mistake. You shouldn't do that. And don't forget, Oklahoma may not even make the title game or the playoffs. So you telling me a guy that that's ran the table, probably gonna win his conference championship versus Georgia, ran the table, probably gonna dominate the playoffs, and you gonna give it to a guy that may not make the playoffs in Kyle Murray? You gonna give it to the guy that plays in the easier conference? That defense doesn't exist, where you had Jason White back in the day with Oklahoma putting up good numbers, and Baker Mayfield just last year put up great numbers in the Pac-12. But guess what? When he made it to the playoffs, that shit stopped versus Georgia. He did good at first, and then Georgia made the adjustment. So you gonna make that mistake? You shouldn't make that mistake again. And I understand it's a feel-good story to give Kyle Murray a Heisman before he goes to Major League Baseball. Okay, that's cool. But that's not the right decision. This dude lost to Texas. Alabama will never lose to Texas. Not this year. You know what I'm saying? He lost. He may not make the playoffs. He may make the playoffs. And if he made the playoffs and go head up in Alabama, you know what's going to happen. He's going to get shut down. And people tell you, oh, who was who did Alabama play? Who did Oklahoma play? Unranked TCU? They went life and death with West Virginia? You think West Virginia would go out there and go life and death with Alabama? You crazy. Alabama probably covered a 25-point spread over West Virginia. They lost to Texas, a program that lost to Maryland this year. Put that in perspective. He threw 4 interceptions, 1 pick in that game, and he lost to a team that lost to Maryland this year. After everything that happened at Maryland. Kansas State. They beat Oklahoma State. Who? Give me LSU, Mississippi State. Give me Auburn. Give me them over them. You know what I'm saying? Texas A&M. Give me them. Give me the school that Kyle Murray came from where he couldn't cut it at Texas A&M. You feel me? Give me the SEC schedule. You put Oklahoma in the SEC, I guaranteed it. In my Rasheed Wallace voice, I'm from Detroit. So I guaranteed it, all right, that Kyle Murray wouldn't even be an MVP candidate if he played in the SEC. With that same Oklahoma team. They had about 4 losses. 4, not 4. 4. They had about 4 losses. They wouldn't be in no championship game. He's a product of a Big 12 watered-down conference. That's what it is. He thrived in a watered-down conference. So, yeah, I don't care what the numbers say. My eyes telling me Tua the best player. If Tua played 4th quarters, shit, if Tua played in the Big 12, you play Alabama in the Big 12, shit, Tua had 80 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? And probably 15 rushing on the ground. Now, we know who the better college quarterback is. We know who's going to be the better pro quarterback, even though Kyler Murray going to play baseball. We know. People look at the numbers. Stats is one of the most overblown things in this generation because the games are different. It's not as hard-nosed. It's not, you go to NBA, it's not as hard fouling, and you can't touch these guys now. Stats don't tell you who the better player was. Look at your eyes, you tell the talent. The talent. The talent tells you who the better player is. And the stats don't tell the entire story. They don't. If Tua played 4th quarters, shit, Tua had 50 touchdowns, 60 touchdowns. And that's just the fact of the matter of it is, man. And, people, this ain't even a race. This shouldn't even be competitive. Tua should get every first place vote and we keep it moving and he the Heisman Trophy winner. Bar none. That's just what it is and what it should be. I know a lot of Oklahoma fans are going to talk about Kyle Murray. Take the biases out of it. Play Alabama in the Big 12 and what happens. Just ask yourself that question. But it's Goodfellas Sports TV. We do talk some college here. Let me know what you feel. Mac Brown is also looking to be hired as a coach at the University of North Carolina. 67 years old. He needs to sit his old butt down, man. Just enjoy being on TV. The coaching is passed him by, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter. Also, you can email me. Instrumental link in the description as well. Also got the Facebook group. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description as well. All that information is in the description. Hit the drop down box for your boy. And follow us on social media. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another video from your boy. We're going to continue to grind and get it in one time for the one time. And let me know in the comment section who you think should be the Heisman Trophy winner this year. Dwayne Haskins, Kyle Murray, Tua, or somebody else you got in mind. And explain why. Y'all know what it is. We got.